Now, this is a word problem question that has been giving a lot of people tough time, but this is a solution to the question. It says a boy bought some packets of biscuits for 1 naira 20 kobo. So I'm going to start there, or maybe I should just read everything. Okay. A boy bought some packets of biscuits for 1 naira 20 kobo. If the biscuits had been 3 kobo a packet cheaper, he would have received two more packets for his money. How many packets did he buy? So it seems simple, but it's not exactly. Now let's bring it out one after the other. A boy bought some packets of biscuits for 1 naira 20 kobo. So let's say that the number of packets of biscuits he bought is X. So we'll say X biscuits is 1 naira 20 kobo. So we have 1 naira dot 20. So this is 20 kobo. Okay, now they said if the biscuits had been 3 kobo, so they're saying if X biscuits had been 3 kobo a packet cheaper, meaning that one packet of that biscuit was 3 kobo cheaper. So that means they're saying he bought these biscuits a little bit expensive. So if it was 3 kobo cheaper, then he would have received two more packets for his money. So naturally, one packet of these biscuits, the number of biscuits he bought, so we'll say one packet is actually 1 naira 20 kobo over X. And why did we say so? If you have to buy 5 biscuits for maybe 20 naira, okay, then how much would be just one? So that means that you're going to divide 20 naira by 5. So that means one will be just 4 naira. That's the idea. So that's why we divided the amount here by the number he bought. So that is one packet is just 1 naira 20 kobo over X. But now that is the first part. But they are saying that if it was 3 kobo a packet cheaper, so this is the amount he bought one packet. So if it was cheaper, we're going to separate this like this. So we'll have the cheaper side here. So the cheaper side, one packet, will now be 1.20, that is 1 naira 20 kobo over X, minus 3 kobo. So this is Nigerian currency. So 3 kobo can also be represented by 0.03, since in this instance we have 20 kobo at the end. So we're going to come to that later. So we have for the cheaper rate, this is the price for one packet in cheaper rate. But now they said that he would have received two more packets for his money. So they're saying that this amount he bought the X biscuits, if he bought it at a cheaper rate, that means he would have gotten two more. So that means you're saying that the cheaper rate for he would have gotten X plus 2 as this amount he bought it here. He would have gotten it at a cheaper rate for this same amount, 1 naira 20 kobo. So now they're asking us how many packets did he buy. So basically they're asking us what is X. You see X appears almost everywhere. X appears here, and it also appears here. But you notice that since from the number of biscuits he bought for 120, we were able to get the price for one packet. We can still do the same here, X plus 2, which is the number of biscuits he would have bought for a cheaper rate for the same price, 1.20. We can still get one packet from this equation here, this simple equation here. We can still get the price of one packet from that. The same way we did this one here by dividing by the number of packets, 1.20 over X, we can also do it here. So that's one packet in this instance for the number of biscuits you would have bought at a cheaper rate plus 2 would now be 1.20 over X plus 2. So you just need to get the idea here. At a cheaper rate, he is going to buy extra, get extra 2 packets. So from that, we can easily get one packet from the number he would have bought. And just like we were able to get the price for one packet from the one he bought, we called X. So this means that we can equate this cheaper one to this other one, and then we can easily find X. So that's what we're going to do, because since it's one packet on both sides, we can easily say that since we said that 1 naira 20 kobo over x minus 3 kobo, I said this time it is we can represent it as 0.03 kobo. I wrote 3 kobo before, but in this instance, since it is in two decimal places, we're going to represent it as 0.03 kobo. It's going to be equal to the price for the also one packet in terms of the extra two he bought. It will be 1.20. So it is 1 naira 20 kobo. This is kobo. That's the 20 kobo, but we don't normally put it sometimes, so that's why I'm not just putting it. So over x plus 2. So this is the price for one packet based on the extra, price on one packet based on the cheaper rate. Okay, so with this now, I'm going to be removing all these units later on. I'm going to find LCM here. So I'm going to have x here as the LCM. The LCM of x1 is x. So x into x is 1 times 1.20 is 1.20. Okay, minus x into divided by 1 is x times 0.03 is 0.03x. Okay, so I said we'll remove the units. So the kobo here, I just removed it and it's just x out there. This is equal to 1.20 over x plus 2. All right, so at this point, I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to cross multiply here. So that we're going to have, so it was x plus 2 multiplying. So here was 1.20 plus, I think it was plus, right? Okay, it was minus. It's minus 0.03x. And we're multiplying it with x plus 2, but we're equating it to 1.20. So I'm going to show you what I got, where I got this from. So I'm multiplying this with everything here, and this with everything here. So that's going to be 1.20x. Okay. All right. So now that you see this, when you have equation like this and something like this, you have to expand. So what is in? We're going to start with 1.20 times x to give us 1.20x, and 1.20 again times 2 is going to give us plus 2.40. Then we have minus 0.03 times x, going to give us minus 0.03x squared. And we have the same thing times 2, we'll have minus 0.06x. And this will be equal to 1.20x. Okay? So at this point, we can collect like terms and solve. So you see 1.20 is here, 1.20 is here on the other side of the equal to. So if we bring this to this side, we're going to have to cancel out because it becomes negative. So 1.20x minus 1.20x is going to be 0. So we're going to have to cancel it out. So that means we can say that this will cancel. We'll now be left with, if we rearrange it, this is minus 0.03x squared. So let me write it well. X squared, and then minus 0.06x and plus 2.40, and this is equal to 0, since we cancel out. Okay, now to make it easier for me, I'm going to multiply through by negative on both sides, so that I'll have negative times minus 0.03 is just 0.03x squared, and negative times minus 0.06x is just plus 0.06x, and negative times plus 2.40 is minus 2.40 equal to negative 0.00. So the next thing I want to do is to make it easier for me. I want to remove the decimals by, I see that 0.03 is a factor of 0.06 and 2.40. So I'll divide through also by 0.03 just to reduce this to the lowest time possible. So that's what I want to do. I just want to divide each of them by 0.03. You will understand why I'm doing it at some point. So once I do this to cancel this, this will cancel this to give 2. So we'll have 2x here. This will cancel this to give 80. So at the end of the day, if we have to bring this out again, we're going to have x squared left. I think this is supposed to be plus 2x, right, minus 80 equal to 0 after we cancel out everything. So you see we formed a point where we can factorize, and then we have to look for two factors that give us minus 80, and when you add them together, it gives you plus 2. So those two factors are 10 and minus 8, because if you multiply 10 times minus 8, it gives you minus 80. If you add them together, it gives you 2. But we need two brackets, and x is a factor of those two brackets since we have the power of 2 for x. So we said the two factors are plus 10 and minus 8. This is equal to 0. So this means that if we equate each bracket to 0, x is going to be equal to minus 10, or x is also going to be 8. All right, so that means we're taking the positive, that x is 8. So this is the number of packets. So we'll say 8 packets. This is the number of packets that he bought. But let's cross-check to just see the whole story. If you go back to the very beginning, you see if x is 8, that means 8 packets is 1 naira 20 kobo. And if we have to divide 1 naira 20 kobo by 8, I think we'll get 0.15 kobo. So that will get 15 kobo. So that means that he bought 8 packets for 15 kobo. But they said cheaper, you have to subtract 3 kobo. So that means it would have been 0.15 kobo minus 3 to give this one packet here would have been 0.12 kobo. Remember that we said that he would have gotten extra if it was cheaper, if it was minus 3 kobo. That means here, since x is 8, this would have been 8 plus 2. So that means it would have been 10 packets you would have bought for 1 naira 20 kobo. So if you look at it very closely, 10 packets, actually, if you multiply 10 packets with 0.12 kobo, you actually get this amount here. 10 packets times 1.20 kobo. You actually get that amount here. So because if you look at it, anytime you want to you buy something, you want to know how much for 5. We said if 4 packets is maybe let's say 1 packet is 4 naira, and you want to know how much for 5, you have to multiply by 5. So if 1 packet here is 0.12, you want to know how much for 10, you multiply by 10, and you actually get the same amount. So everything is correct. All right, so our final answer, like we solved, is 8. That is the answer, 8 packets. That is what he got. If you like this video, please subscribe, and also ask any question in the comment section. Thank you.